I dropped out of high school in 10th grade. I'm now in 12th, and my on-target earnings this year are 7 times more than what I made last year. I was 15 years old watching Undercover Billionaire. It's a TV show where billionaires go undercover and have 90 days to make $1 million. That inspired me to set a goal, but since I didn't really make money before, I figured, hey, I'm 15, so I could probably make $10,000 in 90 days. So it was early 2022, and I asked my parents if I could drop out of high school, and they said, of course, we're responsible adults. We'll let you drop out. We may disown you one day, but that's for a whole nother video. I start reading books and I start working at my dad's company. He owns a recruitment firm, and I end up finishing 53 different books on personal development and business in 2022 alone. And then in September, I decided to branch off, start my own company, and I started making 50, 100 cold calls every single day to prospects. And about 2 months in, I still had no clients. It was very challenging for me, and I ended up having to shut down the company because I ran out of money. What is a business? A business is offering your skill sets to the marketplace. If you don't have skill sets, don't start a business. Instead, work for high-income skills. When I was working for my dad in early 2022, I was doing a lot of administrative stuff. I wasn't talking with anyone on the phone. I was working for money. But when I started working for him again in January of 2023, I started having phone calls, which I didn't really do before. And I closed my first deal after 2 whole months. It was very arduous. And then a couple months more went by with no deals closing. Then all of a sudden, boom, one deal closes, boom, another deal closes. I started getting momentum. Everything you do goes through 3 stages: arduous, then momentum, then abundance. AMA. Arduous means you're putting in a lot of effort and you're getting very little reward. Then you move to momentum, where you're putting in a lot of effort and you get a lot of reward. And then you move to abundance, where you're putting in a little bit of effort and you're getting a lot of reward. And for everything you do, from your health to your relationships to your money, it's impossible to just skip straight to abundance. You have to go through every single one, and it's all relative. So what keeps people in arduous? A scarcity mindset. There was about a 3-month period when I was showing up to work, working 10-hour days, and I didn't close a single deal. I told myself, Nathan, this is when most people quit. You are not like most people. Keep showing up, and eventually you will succeed. If you're trying to hit open a rock and you hit it and then the 101st time it breaks open, it's not the last blow that hit the rock open, but the 100 before it. Make the action the goal, not the outcome. You want to have a strong preference to the outcome, but also be detached. As I mentioned, I read 53 different books on personal development and business in 2022, some even multiple times. And a couple months into the year, I only finished like 5 books. But then I decided, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna try to read a book a week this year. And I started reading my free time. It was really arduous, but then I downloaded Audible, and it helps me build a lot of momentum. And I was so off track. At one point, I finished 10 books in a week. Most of them were on Audible, but nonetheless, I did finish every single one of them. What are some of the lessons I gained from that? You get more out of reading 1 great book 5 times than reading 5 good books once. If your behavior hasn't changed as a result of reading a book, it means you haven't learned anything. And you are who you hang around. So you can have Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Tony Robbins, James Clear, all in your ear via books. They don't just have to be people you're physically around. And don't just read books, study them. During the $10,000 challenge, I wanted to make money now. I didn't want to have to wait. But now I think in decades, not days. I'm no longer focused on having more money. I'm focused on becoming more of who I can be. Because the major question on the job is not, what am I getting? The major question on the job is, who am I becoming? Be, do, have. In other words, I first had to become, then do, then attain. Our actions are dictated by who we believe we are. So I had to first change my identity, which then automatically changed my actions. And with enough time, I got what I had originally wanted. Success cannot be pursued, it must ensue from within. And in order to achieve your goals, you must become them.